Good morning, dear aspirants. Today's news. Philippines-India Strategic Partnership Agreement comes under GS2 International Relations. Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Junior State visits to India concluded with the signing of Strategic Partnership Agreement, signaling a deep bilateral ties. India-Philippines signed Strategic Partnership, reinforcing the historical and security ties. First ever joint naval exercise between India and Philippines navies conducted in South China Sea. Philippines becomes India's fifth strategic partner in East Asia after Japan, Vietnam, Australia, South Korea. Discussion included defense hardware acquisition, notably expanding on BrahMos missiles export. ASEAN-India Trade in Goods Agreement. It's a trade deal between 10 member states of ASEAN. It was signed in 7th Asian Economic Ministers India consultation in Bangkok in 2009. The agreement entered into force in January 1, 2010. The agreement originated out of framework agreement and comprehensive economic cooperation between India and Asia. ITGA covers trade in physical goods, products, does not apply to trade in services. ASEAN and India signed a separate Asian trade services in service agreement in 2014. India-Philippines strategic partnership key areas were defense cooperation, regional security, diplomatic alignment, people-to-people visa liberalization, economic ties PTA discussion and data revision. RBI passes interest rate cuts. RBI has decided to pass its cycle of interest rate cuts amidst rising global trade uncertainties. Policy decision. RBI Monetary Policy Committee passed further rate cuts. Domestic credit slowdown. Loan growth across sectors has significantly slowed consumers durable by 3%, housing 9.6% versus 36%. Reform recommendations. RBI stressed the need for border reforms. Establishment and framework were set up under a memorandum of understanding between government and RBI about the conduct of new inflation targeting. RBI Act 1934 has been amended by the Finance Act 2016 to provide statutory and institutional framework for MPC, function and composition. Function. MPC is entrusted with the task of fixing benchmark policy rate, repo. MPC replaced the previous arrangement of Technical Advisory Committee. Composition. MPC will have 6 members. RBI Governor as chairperson, RBI Deputy Governor in charge of monetary policy. External members hold office for a period of 4 years. India's groundwater contamination comes under GS3, Environment and Ecology. 2024 Annual Groundwater Quality Report by Central Groundwater Board reveals that India is facing a severe groundwater contamination crisis. Rural drinking water, irrigation water 65%, 20% nitrate contamination of samples from 440 districts, 56% unsafe districts percentage of Indian district with the unsafe nitrate level. Groundwater Regulatory Framework. Central Groundwater Authority established 1997 under Environmental Protection Act 1986. Responsible for issuing guidelines, granting permits and regulating groundwater extraction in notified area. Central Groundwater Board conducts groundwater assessment, mapping, artificial recharge projects. State level groundwater regulations. State groundwater acts. Several states such as Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh have enacted specific groundwater acts to regulate extraction and conservation. Model Groundwater Bill 2017 framework for states to adopt sustainable groundwater practices focusing on participatory and equitable use. Groundwater management challenges were visible issues, contamination depletion, regulatory gaps, fragmented governance, lack of community participation. ICJ's Historic Climate Opinion comes under GS3 Environment. International Court of Justice has issued a historic advisory opinion on climate obligations of state, reinforcing legal responsibility under international law and supporting the global climate justice movement. Legal obligations. ICJ unanimously ruled that states have legal obligations to protect climate. Temperature target were fixed as 1.5 degrees Celsius. NDC must reflect each country's highest possible ambition. International Court of Justice, known as World Court, established 1945-46. Climate opinion implications, global litigation, accountability, climate finance. Please practice this mock question. Thank you.